and sold the land to non-native U.S. citizens. And when tribes were paid for their land, they were systematically underpaid.
And yet respect for property rights has long been considered essential to U.S. economic development, right?
I know, and there's another paper. It includes 2 of the 3 scholars from the Wells study, and they note how abundant land, strong property rights, and the rule of law are traditionally viewed as key elements to America's early economic success. Yet respect for strong property rights for settlers didn't include regard for indigenous property rights, and that's a major factor behind the economic impoverishment of many Native American communities over the
Judge Carson, Honorable Judge Carson in the back, and Mr. Fitzpatrick, come on up, and we can start this and go right on. Make you legal.
There he is. Judge, how are you this morning? Where do you want to do this? Right here?
Yeah.
You have to do it.
Okay, the bells are chiming. I should have took that picture, too. You had to really, like, really. It's gonna be a great day today. We are all jolly.
I'll tell you what, man, he and I had a long discussion.
Solemnly swear
You solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will, say it again,
that I will support
I
the
will support the
Constitution
Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Virginia,
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Virginia,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
and I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent upon me
all the duties incumbent upon me
as an interim council member
as an interim council member
of the Council of the City of Roanoke, Virginia,
of the Council of the City of Roanoke, Virginia,
to fill the 6-month term
to fill the 6-month term
of the office of Luke Priddy,
of the office of Luke Priddy,
ending December 31, 2024,
ending December 31, 2024,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God. Thanks, Judge, I really appreciate it.
My goodness.
Where do I sign it? Right above my, okay. Thank you so much. Family all right?
Everybody's great.
From high.
Say hello to Sharon.
Thank you, Judge.
Nice to see everybody.
Bev, you can introduce members of your family.
Oh, okay. I'm so pleased to have my daughter Abby,
I had
son-in-law Chris Church, Emory Church, Harrison Church, and the head of our family, Shirley Fitzpatrick. Thank you all for being here, and y'all can leave if you want to. You probably have better things to do than be here. Ma'am?
your son.
Oh, BT, our son who's Bev the Third, is not here. He is the town manager of Boone's Mill, and apparently Boone's Mill is very busy this morning, and he had to be at the office. I don't know whether there's moonshine problems or speeding problems or whatever, but BT couldn't be here, so thank you so much.
Thank you all for coming. All right. All right. With that being said, I'm going to call the July 1st, 9 a.m. session of Roanoke City Council to order, and I'll ask our clerk to please call the roll.
Vice Mayor Cobb. Ms. White Boyd.
Here.
Mr. Volleson.
Here.
Ms. Moon Reynolds.
Here.
Ms. Sanchez Jones.
Here.
Mr. Fitzpatrick.
Here.
And Mayor Lee.
Here, and a quorum is present. Let me say, council meetings will be televised live and replayed on RVTV, Channel 3, on Thursdays at 7 o'clock p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. and video streamed through Facebook Live at facebook.com/Roanoke VA. Council meetings are offered with closed captioning for the deaf or hard of hearing. And I want to welcome everybody to our session this morning, and we'll go right into the items for action. And again, welcome to Councilman Fitzpatrick to be back
Thank you,
here.
Mayor.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate your willingness to let me serve again.
Okay, all right. It's a price that comes with that. I'll tell you about it later.
I do have a little prior experience, so You just add to it, right?
All right. Items for action, a communication from the mayor's office requesting that council convene in a closed meeting to discuss vacancies on certain authorities, boards, commissions, and committees appointed by council pursuant to section 2.2-3711A1 Code of Virginia 1950 as amended. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. White Boyd.
Aye.
Mr. Rollison. Ms. Moon Reynolds.
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez Jones.
Aye.
Mr. Fitzpatrick.
Aye.
And Mayor Lee.
Aye, and the motion passes. Thank you. There's a communication from the city attorney requesting that council convene in a closed meeting for a consultation with legal counsel pertaining to actual litigation, where such consultation or briefing in an open meeting would adversely affect the negotiating or litigating posture of the public body pursuant to section 2.2-3711A7 Code of Virginia 1950 as amended. I need a motion.
So moved. Second.
All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. White Boyd.
Aye.
Mr. Volleson. Ms. Moon Reynolds.
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez Jones. Mr. Fitzpatrick.
Aye.
And Mayor Lee.
Aye, and the motion passes. There's a communication from the city attorney requesting that council convene in a closed meeting for consultation with legal counsel regarding certain legal matters requiring the provision of legal advice by the city attorney pursuant to section 2.2-3711A7 Code of Virginia 1950 as amended. I need a motion.
So moved.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Ms. White Boyd.
Aye.
Mr. Volleson. Ms. Moon Reynolds.
Aye.
Ms. Sanchez Jones. Mr. Fitzpatrick.
Aye.
And Mayor Lee.
Aye, and that motion passes. Are there any items listed on the 2 p.m. agenda, council docket, requiring discussion, clarification? Or are there any topics for discussion by the mayor or members of council? Hearing none.
Mr. Mayor, excuse me, I do. I would like some additional information with regards to item 71D under the city manager, dealing with the, let me get to it. It is the amendment of the city's contract for hazardous materials and biohazardous waste. I am interested in a breakdown of the items that costed $300 and some thousand in the last fiscal year, as to what was involved in that contract. That we went from $20,000 up to $319, I think it was. So I would like an explanation at the time when we get to that item under 2 o'clock.
All right, we'll pass that on to the city manager and the city staff to have that discussion.
Yes, thank you.
All right, I'm going to call on the city attorney to introduce the briefings for this one.
Real quickly, Mayor, thank you very much. We've got an amendment that we're going to be briefing, code amendment to section 32-383, dealing with definitions and taxation. And David Collins from my office is here. We'll brief on that, and has also worked with the Commissioner of Revenue's office to address this issue and the need for, or the purpose for the proposed amendments.
All right, thank you. Morning, David.
Good morning, Mayor Lee and members of council. Briefly, the Commissioner of Revenue is proposing to amend the food and beverage tax ordinance by removing the definition of snack food as a defined term under section 32-283 of the city code. Under the ordinance, the food and beverage tax is assessed against the purchaser of all food from a restaurant. Snack foods are specifically excluded from the definition of food. The Commissioner of Revenue has received reports that some restaurants are assessing the food and beverage tax against some snack foods that should not be assessed. For example, an unopened bottle of a soft drink is technically considered a snack food, however, and should not be assessed the tax. However, there are some restaurants that are assessing the tax. Moreover, there is a separate definition of other items under the food and beverage tax ordinance that are exempt from the tax. Some of those exemptions overlap the definition of snack foods. So because there is another layer of exemptions that restaurants have to decipher, the commissioner believes that it is confusing and would lead to a more efficient administration of the tax were the code amended to remove the definition of snack foods. Our office supports the commissioner's recommendation, and we plan to present an ordinance amending the city code at council's July 15th meeting for council to consider. With me today is Ryan LaFountain, the Commissioner of the Revenue, and his deputy, Jonathan Taylor, who are here to answer any other questions that council may have.
All right. Come on up, Mr. Commissioner. Good to see you all this morning.
Good to see you, members of council, Mr. Mayor. So as David has, Mr. Collins has explained, we have received some feedback in the office about how the tax code is written with regards to prepared food and beverage and this issue with snack foods. As Mr. Collins noted, that snack foods is defined as a certain way in section 283 within chapter 32 of the code. Subsequently in section 292 in the same chapter, there is a listing of the things that are specifically exempted, and everything that is listed in those exemptions is covered by the definition of snack food. But there is there's not ambiguity. There's conflict between those two definitions and what's listed and then what's defined. And we feel that removing the definition of snack food entirely within the list of definitions as provided is going to aid us in administering the taxes more efficiently, more effectively, reduce confusion, and ultimately, we feel, the knife that's cleanest and sharpest cuts the best, right? So you have clear, direct language, as direct as possible with regards to tax, that doesn't have any conflict within it. We're going to be able to do our jobs better and help the taxpayers better.
All right. Council, any questions? All right.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. There won't be any definition at all, so you're just removing, that's the only thing that you're going to remove, and the rest of the code would read the same?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we're just striking the definition off. Again, this is just, it's like a little legislative fix. That's about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sounds good.
Ms. Moon Reynolds?
I just wanted to piggyback on that, just for my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just restaurant only? Is this convenience stores or for snack food?
So snack food exists as its own definition within the list of definitions, okay? It has, so the definition of food exists, and then it refers to snack foods, and then snack foods is provided its own definition.
Okay.
So this would apply to anywhere that sells foods that would be subject to prepared food and beverage tax. Okay? And again, these foods that are listed in the snack food definition are already listed as exempted further down in the ordinance. So it's just, again,
It's in the definition.
it's in there twice.
Right.
Some of the definition itself lends itself to confusion, so we just want to eliminate the confusion.
Okay.
Anybody else got any questions?
Thank you.
Commissioner? All right. Thank you, sir.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Does that conclude our briefings, Mr. Princess? Okay.
I love it.
Efficient and to the point.
Okay. All right, well, council will be in recess until 2 o'clock for closed meetings. So we'll